Right, so we're now going to look at the standard upload form and how we can upload multiple files using this. So let's first of all just slightly modify the markup for this. We need to change or add a multiple attribute to the end of this. Now watch how this element changes. You can see that it now says choose files, and I can go and choose a variety of files. The only problem is though, when we hit upload files, that will actually upload the files, pass them through to upload.php, but we're not utilizing our JavaScript functionality here. So let's up here say standard form upload or something. So what we want to do now is target the standard upload element. So let's say document.get element by ID. We gave an ID to this button, standard upload. So we want to target the actual button itself. And what we want to do is add an event listener here. Now this event listener will be when we click that button. We then have a callback here, which we run. So this callback will prevent the default behavior. So we need to pass the E for event in there. So we prevent the default behavior. Then we want to call start upload. But where do we get the files from? Which files are we selecting? Well, in this case, let's create a variable up here called standard upload files. And this is going to be, again, getting an element by ID. This time, the element is the actual input itself. So we've got standard hyphen upload hyphen files. So standard upload files. Now, after this, we have a property that we need to use, but let's just do a console log on standard upload files. Remember that start upload is actually just console logging whatever's passed through to it. So let's try this out. So I'm going to choose a variety of files. So let's just choose these two and upload them. Cool, so we've prevented the default behavior. That's the first thing that we notice. We're not submitting this form. The next thing is that we're just console logging this element. But this element contains a files property which holds another file list. So if we say dot files on the end of this, this time when we console log it, rather than get us the element, which is useless, it will get us the files that have been chosen. Again, we have a file list. Remember, similar, or pretty much the same, to what happened when we dragged files onto it. Can you see they're identical? I've just dragged some files, I've uploaded some files via the form, and we've got two of the same things. So we're matching this functionality up so we can use either option. So now we've actually completely done the drag and drop and form upload functionality. The only thing left to do now is, in terms of this file, is call the generic Ajax uploader that we're going to be building later. However, next what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating the upload backend so we can understand how the files are uploaded, make sure the files can actually be uploaded to the server first of all, which is important when we're showing things like progress. If the backend doesn't work, there's no point in working on the front end. So we'll be doing the upload backend in PHP. We'll be returning that JSON string, which we can then parse in JavaScript to give us back the information returned from the server. It sounds harder than it is, but really it's just a simple case of uploading some files in PHP and outputting which ones worked and which ones didn't.